bitches, every city in my tribe. Look behind. Booty dominate the world, peaches ripe.
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Hi. I had like a few questions like for you guys, not so much like debate, but like just questions. Are you guys like the type of pro-choicers that are like this is a human life, or are you just like it's a clump of cells, it's not alive type of
What do you
pro-choicers?
mean? Like, it depends what you mean by human life.
Like
Yeah, there's been
you
a
admit
lot
that
of
it's like a human, like it's human species, like
Yeah.
it is alive.
It's
Yeah.
it's a
Like
human and it's
scientifically.
alive on like a cellular level. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Like where is your guys' like cutoff point for abortion?
Like legally or morally?
Either.
Kenzie, do you want to answer and then I
I
can?
don't think there should be any policy.
Yeah. So yeah, like morally, I support abortions early on as possible, obviously. But legally, yeah, I don't think we need to have any legislation against it.
So like you think that like even though the baby is viable outside the mother's body, that she should still be able to kill it or
No, I
end
just
that
don't think there needs
pregnancy
to be legislation
for
against it.
I would advocate for induced birth,
Yeah.
but
okay.
I don't know why that would be a real
Okay, because
world.
I've had some crazy like debates where like no, she should be able to just completely terminate that life instead of being
Well,
induced up until the point of
if there's
her like
fetal
literally in the hospital.
if there's fetal defects, then yes, I do think she should have the right to consider options.
Like what do you mean
Yeah.
fetal defects? Like
Like
physically or like
that
just
would make
mental,
it
like
probably
Well,
Tourette's?
incompatible with life.
or it
Okay,
won't.
I get what you mean.
Sure.
Like it's terminal.
Yeah, and if she
Okay.
wants to do like a more merciful
Okay.
option,
Okay, because
then
I like getting like I don't like so much like the debate because I don't think anybody's going to change anybody's mind. I think it's very important that like we just have the conversation instead
okay.
of like arguing back and forth with each other. Because let's be honest, I don't think any of us have ever changed anybody's mind
I actually
on
have. I've
TikTok
changed
about
two
where they
people.
stand
I've
by
Yeah, I
art.
kind of
officially
I mean by
changed two
arguing,
people.
yeah.
like by conversation. I mean like, have you ever been in those lives where they're just like screaming at each other?
Yeah, I've also
Well,
had a few civil ones though where I've like
Like I think
someone has
that's so
left being
crazy.
like, I think I'm pro-choice now. I was like, yeah.
I think I hope they go back and see kind of the fallacies in their logic.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm personally very very pro life, with like the exception of like the mother is going to die
Why?
because I don't think anybody should be forced to give their life for another life.
Yeah.
Like that's
Here's
my
one,
personal stance.
like a contention I have with that though is that like obviously I don't think we can decide whether or not the woman's life is always at risk, right? Because like you can have a perfect pregnancy that ends in like a fatal birth. So I think that's why like I would prefer to keep abortion legal so that women are able to like render that threat by themselves and decide like whether they want to take on that risk, because I think it's like not fair to be like, "Oh, well, I mean, we can't prove that you're not going to die, but we can't prove that you will. So, we're just
Yeah,
going to err on the side that you're going to survive."
I think it's more like, to me anyways, that's if your chance of death is greater than like your chance of life. Like if you are at a 51 to 49% chance
You
to
can't
I don't
me,
know
accept.
how
that's
we
I'm
would
like,
yeah, I don't know how we
okay.
would yeah, I don't know how we would like actually decide that though.
I mean, do you know the number one killer of pregnant women in the United States?
Off of the top of my head, I'm pretty sure it's preeclampsia,
It's
like
actually
their
Homicide.
hemorrhage and stuff when they're giving birth.
it's actually
But
homicide.
homicide? I did not know that.
And 2/3 of
I
those
learned something
homicides
new.
happen at home, which attribute to domestic violence. So, I mean, even just taking it out of the health perspective, you never know what kind of situation someone is in.
Yeah, exactly. Like I can agree with that.
So, I mean,
I
to
think
make that
on like a
choice
moral
could be putting her in a
stance,
dangerous situation.
I think on a moral stance, like pro life, pro choice, unless we're like extremely radical with it, we can all agree that like the less abortions that need to happen, the better.
Oh yeah.
And that like there needs to be more education on safe sex, how to properly use birth control, what birth
Yeah,
control
so
does what, because
I have a
it's not
question.
talked about.
Do you agree
Yeah.
then that like until we like at the very least, if we were going to do that, like if we were going to make abortion illegal, do you agree that until we have all of those things in place and like they are like all of the reasons that women would seek an abortion, like financial struggles, we have tried to alleviate financial struggles and like better sex education, better access to contraceptives, like better welfare programs. Do you agree that until those things are in place that we should not be banning abortion?
I don't know. I would have to look into it more because I'm just starting to get like into like the researching like pro-life things.
Be a ban. Like, I'm all about comprehensive measures to reduce abortion, but abortion ban is not on that list.
Yeah, I just think like at the very least, if you guys do want to ban abortions, you should be doing everything possible to like reduce abortion rates first, and then you can try to do that. Like I think right now though, like people are still going to seek abortions right now regardless of whether or not they're legal. So I think we need to like figure out why people have unwanted pregnancies and mitigate that before we try and ban them at the very
Honestly,
least.
I think our biggest problem is that people, especially like young girls who get on this app and listen to some of like the craziest pro-life and pro-choice people, are honestly out there believing that this is not alive. This isn't a part of the human species. Like this is a parasite.
This is conjecture because
and like they're not educated on what is really happening, what abortion really is, like the procedure. And I think that's a big thing that we need to talk to young girls specifically.
Like, what do you mean by what the procedure, what the real procedure is? Because I think all medical procedures are obviously quite grotesque. Like, I could explain like me getting my like nose pierced in really grotesque detail as well. So I don't know why it would matter like that the procedure is like it's not the most beautiful procedure, but like neither is like open heart surgery.
No, I mean like they don't know like what, like say the abortion pill. They're not really told what it actually does. They just are like, okay, because this is coming from one of my friends who has gone to Planned Parenthood and got the abortion pill, and this is what they told her. You're going to cramp for a few days, you're going to dilate, and then you're going to pass it, and it's just going to be like a really heavy period. Like they don't actually tell you what it's specifically doing.
Well, like how else do you want them to say? Like just that like the fetus is going to be expelled, or like what else are you looking for?
Well, what really happens from what I have researched is it basically makes it so the fetus cannot get the nutrition that you're taking in.
Yeah, it just stops like pregnancy
basically
hormones.
Cuts off its supply.
But like why would that matter if it doesn't even like feel pain? So I don't know why that would like matter.
Because I think you should be as like knowledgeable as possible about what you're going to do. Just like I would want as much knowledge as possible about what they're going to do. Like you said, if I had open heart surgery, I would want as much knowledge as what you're actually doing inside of my body. Not just that you're going to cut me open and fix me.
That's fair. I don't know. I think people know going into it for the most part, and like if they don't, like it's pretty easily accessible information. I at least like think that before I got an abortion, I would kind of like maybe look up the pill and see what it does. I guess I cannot speak.
Why? You kind of cut off there at the very end. I didn't hear the last part of what you said. Yeah. No. Hello? Why? What were your plans? Can y'all hear me?
I'm so fucking cute, bitch.